Hey guys, what's going on? It is Chris. Today's MLB main slate for the 14th of April. As normal, you guys all had a pretty good weekend. If you guys like the video, please leave a like. I do appreciate it. It definitely helps us out. And also hit that subscribe button as well for more MLB and NBA FanDuel lineup advice videos. And we will also be doing prize pick videos as well. So definitely check out for the prize pick video. Should be coming up a little bit after this one. So, yeah, as you know, NBA regular season is all done, so we're going to be focusing on MLB a little bit. Like I said, MLB is not, like I said, the sexiest sport. To really bet on takes a lot of research. And it's the summertime. You want to hang out with your family and all that. You don't really want to be focusing on baseball. I get it, 100%. Basketball is easier. It's during the winter time. It's cold. You're going to be inside anyway. So, I totally get that. Like I said, we are going to be doing premium. If you guys don't want to be, worrying about who's starting and all that, like I said, let us take control. Let us make the lineup for you. All we would need from you is 2 minutes if you guys put in your lineup, and that's all you got to do. Enjoy the rest of your day and let us do the work for you. So FanDuel's gonna be $20 per month for MLB. It's gonna be two lineups per day. We're gonna give you a cash game, and then we're gonna give you like a GPP lineup. And like I said, I've been messing with them recently, and MLB actually has been doing very, very well this year. We've been averaging like 140, 145 on our average score for FanDuel. So definitely excited about that. Like I said, I do have this page I'm going to show you guys has a lot of stats, a lot of numbers. If it confuses you, like I said, I will do the best I can, but it's the best way to really understand MLB. Prize Picks by itself is also $20 per month. Like I said, that's going to be NBA and MLB. Both are going to be in their combo. No extra cost. Going to be about 3 to 4 picks per day, maybe a little bit more depending on what's going on, maybe 6 or 7 on some of the good days. If you guys just want to try this out for Day Pass, $9 for 2 lineups. If you just want one lineup, we'll give you it's going to be $5 for you. We're also going to be, like I said, have free lineups. I've been saying this quite a bit. Free lineups. We are going to start posting our free lineups and our prize picks, our free ones, on our Discord. We're not going to. We might post them time to time on Twitter, but we're going to post them mostly on Discord. So if you guys want to get in on completely free picks for MLB and for prize picks, like I said, all you need is Discord. Message us on our Twitter, and we'll send a link, and you can get in for completely free. And like I said, that's where I will post a lot of my free stuff. So, and like I said, they will be slightly different than the premium one. Obviously, premium's going to be, the main one, but the free one will be up there just as well. So, all right. So what we're going to do for MLB, like I said, if you guys want it done any differently, let me know. NBA, I can kind of just tell you guys things, and it's pretty easy. Baseball, there's so many different categories, slugging, on base percentage, all this kind of stuff that really goes into it. But like I said, we're going to break it down. If you like it, let me know. If not, if there's some stuff you want me to change or go in depth in, let me know. All right, we're going to look at Kansas City and New York, so we're not going to go crazy. I'm really focusing on the pitchers, and then we'll look at the stacks after. So Kansas City, like I said, taking on New York, we got Carrasco and Seth Lugo. Both these guys are veterans. So this is the sheet I'm going to show you guys. Like I said, it's a little confusing. I apologize, but we'll kind of get into it. So I usually have this up, but it is not up right now. We usually have it all set up, but we're going to go look at, like I said, look at the starting pitchers here. All right, so we have Seth Lugo. He is ranked 17th on the slate right now against the Yankees, so not really the greatest matchup for him on paper. And then let's go look at Carlos. Do we have Carlos on here? There he is. And then Carrasco is ranked 8th. So maybe if you're doing GPPs, you could look at Carrasco, but I just don't. He just doesn't have much anymore. We go over here, right here, it says K percentage. This is basically how much he's striking out. So he's striking out about 19.2. I wanted a little bit higher when I'm targeting pitchers. I want about 23 at the minimum for me. As you see, some of these guys 29, 28% as well. So Carrasco's K rate is a little bit low, and on FanDuel you get 3 points per K. Walk rate's pretty good. Ground ball, fly ball rate 35 and 43. And then we go over here and go look at Kansas City, and they only strike out 21%, and Carrasco's only at 19%. So personally, I'm not the biggest fan on Carrasco. He probably should get about 18, 20 points here, maybe 2 or 3 strikeouts. It's not the best game for Carrasco. If you're doing multiple lineups, maybe GPP, you could go with him, but for the most part, I'm not really focused on Carrasco or Seth Lugo. Seth Lugo, as you see here, strikes out 18% of the time. About the same on splits, 37-34. And then the Yankees do strike out quite a bit, but not not feeling the stack on that. So let's go look at the team stacking for these real quick. We have the Yankees. They are the third best projected stack with a 4.81 runs implied. As you see, their WALV is a 3.67 ISO. That's basically their pure power, and it's at 230, which is massive. It's, so we'll see here. Seth Lugo is a lefty. Yankees so far 383 WALVA, 258 ISO. I would not be surprised if the Yankees get a couple home runs in this one. So, um, like I said, Seth Lugo. Okay, sorry, Seth Lugo is a righty. I'm so sorry. I thought he was a lefty. Um, like I said, I'm still getting used to it. I swear he was. Okay, so anyway, righties still hitting 209 ISO. Still 349 WALVA. So a little less, but still some half decent bats over there. So Aaron Judge is going to be the main guy to look at. Maybe a couple lefties you can put in there. So like Ben Rise, Jazz Chisholm, both of those guys are in good spots. Maybe even Cody Bellinger. He's been sucking really bad, but I don't mind targeting a couple of these lefty bats here against Seth Lugo. Like I said, they're the third ranked on the slate, so I don't mind a couple of Yankees. Kansas City's ranked 16, not really targeting them in stacks. So, like I said, definitely looking at New York a little bit in this one. Boston and Tampa Bay, we have Shane Baz taking on Tanner Hoke. Shane Baez, I have him on my year long, and he's been popping off for me early on. So let's go see these two pitchers. Like I said, I'm sorry it's a little all over the place, but like I said, bear with me. So they actually have Shane Baz as the number one ranked for the day. He is 10,000. He's pretty dang expensive, but his K rate on the year is 31.4. That's massive. 48% ground ball rate. The only bad thing is, like I said, I think they're going to be in Tampa, so it is a hitter's ballpark, but he should still be pretty good here. Boston striking out 24% of the time. Like I said, Baz is at 30, so I expect about, probably 5 to 7 strikeouts for him here. I think it's a good spend up option. Is he my number one? No, because I know Boston can hit. They've been struggling a little bit, but I think cash game's 100%. If you're going to other GPPs, there's other ways, but obviously, as you can see on the model, the number one play here, Tanner Hoke or Hokie. Like I said, I got to learn the names. He's ranked 20th, so they're not really feeling him. So let's see if Tampa Bay is a stack, and Tampa Bay is the number 2 rated stack out there. So. As you see, last 7 days, 365 WAVA, 197 ISO. So they're going to be hitting the ball more than anything. Let's go back to Tanner here real quick. He's only striking out 14%, and he has a 44% ground ball rate, but he's obviously not striking out, so there's a lot of contact. And then Tampa's only striking out 20% of the time, so I do expect Tampa to maybe get 3 to 5 runs in this game. Diaz, Granilao, kind of the guys at the top of the lineup. Jose Cabello as well. So Shane Baez and maybe a little bit of Tampa stack in this one. Atlanta and Toronto, let's move on to this one. So in this one, we have Easton Lucas taking on Grant Holmes. So I'm so surprised by Easton Lucas this year. Like I said, spring training, he had an ERA over 8. This is a pretty easy matchup for him against Atlanta. We know, targeting Atlanta early so far is the way to go. And let's go look at Easton Lucas. Yeah, he's ranked second on here. I would rather go Shane Baez because Easton Lucas, like I said, his spring training, man, is a little bothering to me. He is a lefty here. He is striking out 28%. Swing strike percentage 14. That's amazing, man. But 28% K rate. And then Atlanta right now, they're at 26. So I personally feel like it could be a slight trap just because this guy, but I feel like it should die off. But if you don't think it's going to die off, I think you can go Easton Lucas. But with a guy that had an ERA over 8 in the spring training, it's hard to pay $9,000 for somebody like that. So, like I said, good rankings for sure, but I'm a little on the edge of it. We got Clay Holmes here, ranked 7th. Probably only going to go about 4 or 5 innings. I'm not a big fan of him here. He does have a 29% K rate, so maybe if you're doing some props, but I'm not really feeling him in this one. And like I said, for stack wise, I'm not really feeling that game. Really, maybe Toronto, but New York taking on Minnesota. Let's go check this one out. Clay Holmes taking on Joe Ryan. All right, so there's Clay Holmes. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong Holmes. Grant Holmes for Atlanta's ranked 15th. So Clay Holmes against Minnesota. Like I said, there's your GPP guy, 29 K rate um, for him. And then Minnesota is going to be only striking out 21%, so maybe not the greatest. Like I said, more of a GPP for him in this one. And then for Minnesota, they got Joe Ryan ranked ninth, 23% K rates. Yeah, I was gonna say St. Louis doesn't really strike out a lot, so I'm not really a fan of this game at all, stack or pitchers. So that's kind of a fade game for me. Moving on here, like I said, trying to get through it a little quicker. Detroit and Milwaukee in this one. We have Tyreek Skubal taking on Tyler Alexander, both these lefties, and they are in Milwaukee. Um, so let's go look here. So Tyler Alexander is ranked 16th, so could be a half decent stack up against him. And Tyreek Skyball is ranked 6th, just probably because of his price as well. We're not seeing as crazy K rate so far to start the year 23, but String Strike is 15, so that is very good to see that. And then we do have Milwaukee at 22% K rate. So I get why he's 6. I think he should get you probably about 38 to 40 fantasy points. Still a good option, but other options out there, and I do think Skybolt does take quite a bit of ownership. Let's go look at the Detroit side real quick on Stack, and let's see. So Detroit is ranked 6th. They haven't really been the greatest recently. Really don't mind targeting them here in a GPP. I expect them to be low owned. Like I said, they are taking on a lefty. They're not as good against lefties, as you can see, but I don't mind taking a shot if you're doing maybe, some tournaments. So maybe in some GPPs, but Detroit is lefty heavy. So that is the slight downside to that. All right, moving on. Houston and St. Louis. We have Framer Valdez, I think the most expensive pitcher on the slate, taking on Sonny Gray here in this one. And like I said, once this is all filled out, it'll be a little bit easier for you guys to see the lineup and everything. It's just early, so nothing's really filled out yet. So we got Valdez ranked 11th. So yeah, so they don't. So it's kind of middle of the road. It looks like for Mr. Valdez. Let's see why. Does have a 29% K rate, only 26% fly ball rate here. St. Louis has not really striking out. So um I'm probably fading Valdez. I think if you're doing maybe a GPP stack, you can do St. Louis. Let's see if they like him. Yeah, they're ranked 14th, so they're like GPP if you're doing a ton of lineups. So overall, not really stacking that game / pitchers in this one. Chicago and San Diego. We do have Dylan Cease taking on Jameson Taillon. Cease got absolutely lit up last time against Oakland. Sorry, not Oakland. The Athletics now. I forgot they're not that name anymore. But yeah, they got beat up pretty bad by the Athletics. So Dylan Cease is ranked 12th. Like I said, Chicago's pretty good so far. We saw what they did against LA. 27% K rate for Cease. It's just not the greatest matchup for him. Only 20% K rate for Chicago. So it stinks because, like I said, I have him on my fantasy, but it's going to be a harder one for him. Jameson Taillon ranked 18th. Not really the greatest pitcher overall. 19% K rate, 44% fly ball rate, so he might be able to get hit up a little bit in this one, especially being in San Diego. And San Diego is the 4th-ranked team on the slate for stacking for obvious reasons. So, yeah, definitely don't mind a little bit of San Diego stack. And last game of the night here is Colorado taking on Los Angeles. Dustin May, Antonio Sensatella is our two last pitchers that we're going to look at here. All right, so Antonio Sensatella is ranked 19th on the slate. This dude has an 8% K rate. Swing strike percentage is only 8, so he's not missing a lot of barrels. 61% ground ball, so that's kind of what's saving him right now. But Dodgers, as we know, is a team that can absolutely rake, and probably slightly upset about that Chicago series. So I would not be surprised if they beat up on their old Antonio Sensatella, and they've seen this dude 5 million times in their lifetime. So now let's go look at Dustin May. He is ranked 5th, kind of a hybrid play there at only 8,700. I think he's going to be very popular. So maybe spinning up might be the way to go because I think a lot of people are going to go mid range to Dustin May, maybe go stack on the Dodgers and do that double stack there. So Dustin May only has a 16% K rate. Swing strike percentage is only 7, so he's not missing a lot of barrels. 58% ground ball rate. So this is going to be, maybe he gets you 4 or 5 strikeouts. The good thing here is Colorado strikes out 29.3%. And like I said, May's only at 16. So I don't know what his props are, but if it's at like 3.5, I might take the over. So, but I probably Dustin May might get 5 or 6 strikeouts in this one. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Like I said, if you guys like the format, let me know. It's a lot of numbers. I didn't go into crazy because there's so much. And like I said, this is usually filled out a little later with the starting lineup, and it's a lot easier to kind of show you guys it this way. So had to do it a slightly different, but yeah, this is like I said, this is the tools that I'm looking at every single day to help make your guys' lineups. For premium and also for price picks. This is the stuff that I'm looking at. This is a ton of research, ton of work that I'm putting into. So if you guys want to come try us out, like I said, MLB has really been taking off, and like I said, I wouldn't be putting the product out here if I'm not confident. So I've done a lot more research. There's a lot more stuff out there than 5, 6 years ago when I did MLB. So I'm really looking forward to it. So why not come try us out, even for a day pass? We'd love to have you guys come join us. And like I said, we have our free content and our premium. Like I said, our free content is going to be posted on our Discord. Message us on Twitter, Chris Anthony NBA1. So hey, we'd love to get in on Discord. We'll send you guys a link, and you guys get in for free, and you guys will see, posted lineups and also be able to chat in there as well. Since we already have over 100 people in there, and I just started it a little bit ago. So, anyway, like I said, that is mostly it. We'll love to hear from you guys on Twitter, or you can also, like I said, go in the comment section and say, hey, this is what I like. Or can you add this in the future? Like I said, this is day one, so not all the features we're working, as you can see. So once again, I appreciate you guys watching. We will have a Price Picks MLB up in just a little bit for you guys.